issue was, same thing the other day when the camera started going off, the desk cam. Now it's happening with the main. It's got to be the software. The devices are so different. Anyway, hello there, chat. Today we're building something Superman, which I had an idea when the Superman movie came out. It took a while for it to actually come to streaming services and wherever it came to. I don't even remember where I saw it. Hello there, Raccoon. I have no idea where I watched Superman, but it wasn't the cinema. We might be seeing Supergirl this year, but coming up in just a few days, tomorrow is May 4th reveals. We've already seen them both now. Thanks to shout out to the Lego store employees that are just sharing the Dark Saber gift with purchase, by the way. What's up with that? Why doesn't Lego have Lego store employees do that? Every store needs a social media account, and different stores should be revealing them at different times because everyone would subscribe to their local store. A set on sale, damaged box, whack it up online. That'll get a load of traction. Sure, it'll get a few unwarranted comments and someone's got to sort through them. But that would be quite fun, I think, for Lego stores because they could mix it up. Hello there, Mark. Hello there. Tink's in the chat. Hello there. Speaking of, we didn't speak of it. We didn't mention dolphins whatsoever. But does everyone remember the newish dolphins? Oh, by the way, we found some crackers earlier as well that didn't get used from Christmas. So happy Easter, happy birthday to me tomorrow. Happy early birthday. Happy May 4th releases as well. Also, speaking of birthday, I'm not going to be live tomorrow because I'm out, but the birthday stream will be on Thursday. Honestly, I don't really know what we'll be doing. I'll be showing off what I get tomorrow, both whilst I'm out and, you know, any birthday bits that I want to show off. But hello there, Kyla. Welcome back. Well, I have no idea if we're going to be building anything. Hello there, Moonshoes. Nice to see a bunch of you in chat. So, yes, dolphins. We definitely were speaking about dolphins. I'll get onto the desk mat in a minute, looking nice and shiny. There was a set in January that come out. This one, Sea Animals, Beautiful Dolphins, aren't they just? This is a really cool set. I like the crab. I think out of these, dolphins are cool, but the crab probably is my favourite out of the three, which is rare. A rare dub for the alternate builds, but Lego have rebuilt it, and also it's the third build. 1, arrow to 2, arrow to 3. But we're not here to look at dolphins. Hello there. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kyla. The birthday celebrations have definitely begun today. I have been chilling all day. Got a few videos edited for the next couple of days, so I don't have to do any work. But these dolphins right here, I got a few dolphins that I do want to make into a smaller version of the build. One of these old CMF dolphins. Not sure if they came in the set, but Lego has beat me to the idea and has shrunk down this set into not a gift with purchase, not a make and take, but an insider's reward for April 15th. Not only are we getting Star Wars news on my birthday, we're also getting a insider's dolphin. I don't know if there's a threshold announced for this yet. Let me see. It's been officially revealed by Lego. Can I find it? Sometimes they take it down. Oh no, it is still up. So 1,500 insider points coming tomorrow. 1,500 insider points is a little under a tenner. I don't think that's too bad for this. You're looking at about a £9 set, which maybe had a diver in there, and it's not a bad £9 set. But what is that set? This is the set. You can't see it. I've revealed it to no one. There you go. This is the set. How cool does that dolphin look? It would be awesome to have this like strung up to some sort of mechanism. It's a simple build. Again, like I said, add a dive up. It's a decent £9 set. It's the underwater equivalent of a car, of a race car, or of the new EV car that come out in January. It's really nice, and I think this does rival the original set. Not the crab build, the actual dolphin build. It's grey instead of blue, so it's a different species of dolphin. You've got the exact same fin on it. Very, very similar body structure as well. They've shrunk the head down a little bit. It's not too different to this big dolphin. That's kind of crazy. if you extend the back out and maybe the nose, I quite like what they've done with the nose. I like that slope piece a bit more than this rounded off one because it's pointy at the end, and I feel like it should be a bit more rounded. I have had a photo done with dolphins. I've touched dolphins appropriately. I've had a photo done with dolphins. Watched the dolphin show. It was amazing. And that was over in Spain. That was a good time. I'm tempted to build this. They were all grey dolphins, I believe. I don't know if we saw the bellies of them. I don't know what species of dolphin this is, but if you don't want to spend, how much is this? More than a tenner. £45. You could easily part out a smaller dolphin to go alongside this. If you don't want to spend the £45, that's a pretty good set. £9 worth of points, and you can only spend it with points, which does mean you have to spend £200 to be able to get this in points. That's a lot of Lego. But if you're into these insider gifts, if not, you can part this out. There's no QR code on the instructions. Do insider gifts. Let's find an old one. We've got Fortnite brickheads. Are they exclusive to insiders? Same with a Technic plane. Do they have digital instructions? I don't know why I'm bringing it up over here. I don't even know if you can search for this on the Lego website. If I just paste the name. Oh, they don't appear on the Lego website. So, what if we have a look here? Can we get the Lego page up without going through insiders? We can. Not quite a gift with purchase. It's an insider's reward for 2,500 points, which is well, a little over 15 quid, I think. That's a battle pack. But the building instructions are available to anyone. I'm not logged in on this account. That burger looks a bit... I think they could have rounded off the top a little. I don't know what Lego would have used, though. Yeah, it's quite a hard task. I like the whole brickheads fashion of it. One of the only brickheads that doesn't have their eyes down here, but they've got the studs for it. So they do give you the option to put the eyes down there. I don't know how that would look, but the instructions will be available. So as of tomorrow, you can build yourself a little dolphin. I might have to get on to... Do we have any dolphin-like Star Wars characters? Star Wars dolphins. Anything... No, not really. Unless you count this guy, there are no Star Wars dolphins. But it is a nice alternative to the little build. Had to capture that right at the start. Today we're not talking about dolphins. There is also the reveal of the Darksaber. Someone described it perfectly. The word they used... Oh, where's the word? I jotted it down and I cannot remember where I saw it. Of course not. So much jot down. Oh, thanks, Mark. I'm on top chat. No, not live chat. There we go. I've switched it up. If I've missed anyone's comment, please re-comment it. I completely missed it. Thank you for the early birthday wishes. Thank you very much. So, that word, where the Tunibu, the Tunibu of lightsabers. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The Tunibu is, I think it's a Japanese word. Now, I don't exactly know the origin, but it's a word to describe like that late teenage, and this is an official thing. This is it's probably a slang term, but this is like an official word out there. It's to describe the stage of like late teen years when kids think they're like, oh, they're adults, they're ready for life, but they're not quite. This isn't to put down kids that are ready. This is just like late teen stages. Those kids that think they can take on anything. And the Darksaber is that, but of lightsabers. And I think that's so true. The Darksaber thinks it's like the almighty powerful weapon when realistically it's another lightsaber. It's not got any colour. There's nothing interesting on the hilt. Nothing against the Lego build. It does look pretty snazzy. I'm not sure about the colours that Lego have gone with. When we get to building it, we can change that up. Oh, look at that. There's also another. This is a promo set, but this isn't this isn't a gift with purchase, I don't think. Is this available in airports? Gift with purchase exclusive to Lego stores in airports. Yeah, there's a little airplane with 2 figures. Oh, that's quite nice. No exclusive parts, but then you don't normally see them in those sort of sets. So today, yes, in preparation for Superman Day, on the 18th of January, which the 88th Superman Day this year, but this is the first I'm hearing of Superman Day. What is Superman? Well, I'll tell you what Superman Day is because I did my research before this stream. Superman Day is the day that Superman was introduced into the comics 88 years ago this year. So on Saturday, 88 years of Superman, I want to take us a little bit back to the Superman movie and build something that I wanted to see from Superman because we didn't get any Superman sets. Well, we got a Superman set, but we got a Superman set just like the Mall set, and it's already retired. This, I almost picked this set up because I don't have a Lex, and we were playing through the Lego Batman games, and Lex is one of the only minifigures from those games I don't have after creating that whole CMF. And I also don't have this Superman. I don't like this Superman. Where are the undies on the minifigure? Where are the red boots? Where's that rubber cape as well? Because weren't these mechs meant to outdo with material capes because they don't actually fit? Like Superman's cape is just hovering out. Oh, is that a one-hole cape? Oh, that is, isn't it? That's how they've got around. Oh, that's cheeky. Just let it fall under gravity. I guarantee it's a one-hole cake. Cake? Thank you for the cake in chat. I meant cape. Hold on. I really like this feature where you can break them down. Yep, red cape, one hole, just like SpongeBob, Patrick. And there's a ton of other minifigures. I don't think many that I'm seeing. What capes do Friends minifigures have as well? Is that just a regular cape? Lex Luthor using that default head. So, we're not going to be building Superman's mech. I don't like this set any more than I like the Mall set. For Mall, it just doesn't represent it. It's an excuse. Superman movie come out, oh, we can make something Superman because right now DC are filled with Batman. When did we get the Batman? When did the Batman release? 2022, March 4th, 2022. Exclusively in the US and UK, and then came out later on that year for everyone else. Ooh, I didn't realize that. A little exclusive US, UK. I don't understand that really. The rest of the world are gonna see it if they want to. Especially with cinema ticket prices, you're probably best going abroad for them. If the UK don't get them. DC is looking very bland, very boring. A lot of these sets have been good. Animated series, great. Classic Batmobile, amazing. But if you're not interested in Batman, you're not interested in DC. Even Arkham Asylum, we're starting to see the figures roll out into the magazine. So if you didn't pick this up or are just interested in the figures, so far we've got Batman, we've got Mr. Freeze, and we're getting Bane next. We got in the order actually. I think it was Mr. Freeze, then Batman, then Bane. So we'll probably get one of the hero-esque figures first, or one of the top line. They could even give us Catwoman, and then we'd go for another villain. And they'll keep this up until we get a different set. Don't see them bringing back too many old minifigures, unless they've got a whole pile of them somewhere. But Bane also comes with Two-Face's coin. Where's Two-Face? Wait, is Two-Face not in this? I didn't notice that. We're missing a load of other characters, a load of other Batman villains, classic DC villains. But where's Two-Face? Huh. Two-Face is missing. We do get Two-Face's coin in the set. And it's a pretty decent set. Pretty decent set, pretty decent coin, pretty decent magazine. But again, it's no Superman set. So rather than building the Superman mech, I want to turn this into the Hammer of Bravia. But I do want to build the actual set because I didn't get to build the Superman mech. It's a simple build. pretty straightforward. I should probably keep that tab open just in case something goes wrong. And we can refer back to some of these images, like the boosters at the back. Don't know if the Hammer of Bravia has any boosters on the back. It's not something that we really get to see the back of this. Spoilers alert for Superman, but you probably knew that clicking on this stream. Look at that. That's what is that? Is that? I just got to double check that this isn't some sort of AI artwork here. It's really good, and it does seem to be hand done. Yeah, okay, digitally painted. Shout out to Teddy Hendra for the art piece. I'm using that to build it. Damn, that looks good. You know what, can I open the image in? The thing with Instagram, right, look at the image. The image quality on that does not do it justice. The original post is so good, but if I click through to Instagram, they're going to show like 6 different unrelated posts underneath. I'm just not here for that. No Instagram, no Facebook, none of those ads or whatever it is that they're posting. I just care about the image that I want to see. Similar thing with basically any social media platform now. All right, Lex Luthor we don't need. We do need a Superman. And again, I don't really have a Superman. I do have a nice counterpart to put in the mech. I'm not going to reveal that until the end. Which tub? Oh, these are all the little friends bits. These are the little leftovers. Should probably sort those out at some point. But today is not that day. Maybe underneath the Kymech. Yes. Underneath the Kymech is where I've got all my Batman minifigures. Still spins, and we're still keeping those up. I would love to add a little bit to the bottom of it and get it spinning on the new motors, on the new spinner. Spinny platform thingy. You know what I mean. Can I put this down without destroying it though? Is the real question. Superman. That's who we're looking for. Where is the Superman? There's Two-Face using a painted torso to get that nice black-white effect so that it's white around one side, black around the other. Hello there, Semi-Brick fan. Welcome, welcome. I could have sworn Superman is in here. Wait, is Superman not in here? No, Superman is in here, right? There he is. I knew it. I knew it. There's our Superman. Kind of more Man of Steel. Oh, there goes the hat. Right, if you're not going to stay on me, you can go on the Lego minifigure instead. There you go, Yoda. Man of Steel works. It's outdated figure, I guess. We do have the nice dark red boots. None of the undies on this one though. And I would like to get an updated minifigure for Superman. It's not something that I've got on my immediate wish list. Pretty decent figure. Yeah, it does look to be a similar head to Lex Luthor. Look at Lex's head and then look at Clark's head on here, or Superman's head without the glasses. And because Superman has an alternate face of the laser eyes, we don't actually get the glasses on the same minifigure. I don't think that's a game breaker. I say that for Star Wars. X-Wing pilots need to have a visor on the head, a visor off the head. And I also say that for like Batman needs a masked face and then an unmasked face. With Superman, it's a completely different costume. Batman is even a completely different costume. You're not going to get Clark Kent's glasses on a Superman unless it's a specific scene you're referring to. But that'll be all right. What do I think of the Darksaber gift with purchase? It looks like the other sabers. It's a nice simple build. It's probably going to be exclusive to the N1, but it would be crazy if they lock it behind like 140 spend. I think those sort of gift with purchases should be probably a couple hundred pieces. What's it like, 200-300 pieces tops? I doubt it will be one something. Let me get the image of the box back up. So the Dolphins was 153, just for reference, and the Darksabers 278. So yeah, it's a decent £60, maybe £70 threshold, or exclusive to the N1. Most people are going to be parting this out because they're all common elements. I don't see... Well, actually, the top of the Darksaber, what piece is that? Ooh, is that... That can't be an exclusive element. It's a 1x3, but it don't look like a 1x3. It looks like it's been modified to some extent. What is that one? Underneath, there's a 2x3 bracket, and then a load of what? There's about 4 1x3s on the top of the hill. What are those 1x3s? I don't recognize them. Wow, so Hammer of Baravia. It's an odd piece. I can't say I've ever seen it. Maybe it is new. Maybe there's an exclusive part. You can always swap them out for just 1x3 tiles or ingots. Ingots with jumpers, or just add a 1x1 on the side. Superman is our Lex Luthor. If we're building the Hammer of Baravia, then Superman's going to be the opposition for our mech. And the Hammer of Baravia, again, we're going to have a minifigure hidden on the inside under a dome, because I've been wanting to put a dome on top of a mech for ages. We did it with the Y-Wing mech that we made. We managed to get a dome on top. I said it would be great for an R2-D2 mech. I'm yet to build that. But that dome is... Well, so many domes we've got in Lego. Is a key part to the Hammer of Baravia. Oh, we're not even brick building the torso. I didn't think of this. We're going straight in with a molded piece, which is cheating, but I'm going to try and build as accurately to Superman and stick with recolors above replacing the set. We've been building outside the box quite a bit. Before we even get into it, look how clean the mat is. There's something up here. Oh wait, is that light? Or is that on the mat? I think that's just a light. When I lift it up, it disappears. So there's a shadow up there. And we've got rid of 2 stains on this mat. But we couldn't get rid of the water stain. Literally, the other 2 were paint marks. We got rid of those. It's the water stain from when we spilt the water when we were painting. Fun stream. And it's stained. It has gone a lot more. You're not going to tell on camera. It has gone quite a bit. So I think 1 or 2 more washes and it will be gone. But oh, it's annoying. We should have cleaned it straight away. I need some like water vacuum. So for now, we're going to use that as our coaster. Try and hide it. We, yes, the royal we, you know, I'm including everyone in that. Chat helped as well. All right, oh yes, here's the dome. So the dome is going to be dark tan. I don't have too many choices for that. How we're going to connect it is going to be fun, but that's important to confirm now, because the Hammer of Baravia is quite golden. So we can sneak in a bit of gold, but where we can't, we'll go with dark tan, which is a close color to gold, but not as shiny. So a mixture of gold and dark tan. Some of the parts are either fragile in gold or just straight up don't exist. So it makes the build a little funner. And then, hiya! Hello there, Mark. Are you repeating a comment? Either YouTube is removing it, because I definitely have the chat up now, or you're trying to slowly drive me insane. Either way, it's not going to work, especially if YouTube keeps removing it. Who knows why that could be? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. This might drive me insane. Come on. What's stuck? There's something at the back. Oh, well, what do you know? The element that was stuck at the back of the drawer is the torso we need. Trying to escape us. I'm using that one out of spite. The torso is going to be covered under so many bricks. It's not going to see the light of day. Oh yeah, we don't need red, blue. Blue? Is blue Superman? Blue. We don't need blue. Could use blue, but we're not going to use blue. And also I want to add a hinge to the top of the arm because I love those modifications for mechs. One of the easiest for the Hammer of Baravia. Dark bluish grey. Get some gold deets on top of that. Getting a little bit ahead. We could build Superman alongside. Do I think I have all these pieces for Superman? Maybe. Just maybe. If we're getting them for the Hammer of Baravia, why don't we build them for Superman as well? The legs. Do I have the blue torso piece? That's going to be the game changer. If I don't have the blue torso piece, then I won't try and build it because I'm not going to order that. Wait for it to arrive. How many mechs you... Blue. Who's blue? Oh, Jay! I do have it! I've got this set. Right here. Well, not the set. I've got the element that's right here. Great set, though. The tiny mech. Same with Kai's one. The mechs have got better and we've got one less figure. But that's how it should be. Focus on the set first and then we'll go on to anything else. Just a reference from Wallace and Gromit. You heard it here. YouTube are actively anti-Wallace and Gromit. Well, guess we've got to be boycotting YouTube now. No, I didn't mean it. Stream cuts off immediately. Oh, never boycotting. Whoa, never say never. Don't want to be boycotting YouTube anytime soon. The front of the Hammer of Baravia is dark bluish grey. We could brick build it and get our own, because then we can get a few more colours in there. We've got blacks, greys, whites. We could do light bluish grey as well. I think dark bluish grey is going to be the best. I think I even have dark bluish grey. Pretty sure I did. More colours. Dark. Oh, look, Pearl Gold. Oh, wait. Doesn't Thanos come with Pearl Gold? Yeah, so I've got... Is this the Thanos that I've got? One way to find out. Do I have a Pearl Gold mech torso chest thingy-majig? I've just got Jin Urso's head staring back at me. And what colour was the other Thanos? Because if it's dark blue, maybe that's the one that I had. Thanos mech. Yeah, it was probably the dark blue one then. Oh, came so close with the gold. That right there has got to be a £9 set. The Marvel mechs are just so thin. What do we say? Dark bluish grey. Insane, the Shadow Arf Trooper was worth only $100 4 years ago. What's made it increase in price? Was the Shadow Arf in any content? Right, like, oh, we're on the wrong page. I don't remember seeing the Shadow Arf pop up. There isn't a dark bluish grey. There's a pearl dark grey. That looks... yeah, it's not bad for the Hammer of Baravia, but against the grey, it does stand out a bit. So we could brick build this. Get some dark bluish grey details, because this, you can brick build these torsos. If you don't have a colour, you don't have to just paint them. Sometimes you can brick build them out, and it gives us more space to add these details, because that M's not going to be easy. We're going to need some angles on that. Oh no, it could. If we have a light grey base, and then we use some even like corner slopes. You think there's a rounded corner here, and then maybe the same, you'd still need the stud in the middle. We'll worry about that later. Let's get building the first bit of the torso first, and then we'll worry about that later. No need to stress out now. What ball joints do we need here? We need dilly little ones first, and no other like arm pieces. We're going to use hinges for the actual arms. The legs need that rigidity, which when we were adding hinges to these mechs, we did find out that it weakened them, adding the hinges to the legs. So we don't want to be doing that. We want to be going up, not down, in terms of stability. Play feature's nice though. Alright, there's the top half. I quite like these because they spin. We saw Zane's mech go crazy when we built the giant Ninjago spinners, but it does take away from Lego, these giant elements. They're very 4+ set, they're very young children getting introduced, which these are 4+, 6+, these mechs, 6+. They could probably be 4+. The smallest element is really the fingers, but there are some 1x1 elements. Not that that changes anything. We built the fire spray, the Young Jedi Adventures set, and that had studs in it, and that was a 4+ set. So as long as there's not too many of them, I'm sure it's all right. Let's count the ball joints now. So we've got shoulders, which have to be these pieces. We've got the tops of the legs. We've also got the bottoms of the legs, and then we've got the double-ended one for the waist, which, is it black? Is it grey? I don't know. Marvel mechs tend to go with black, so I'll use that. Also, I think they've gone with the dark grey flip pieces. I have a few of those, but I just have so many more in light bluish grey. So we're going to go with light bluish grey. We've also got so many of them used up already. Oh, and then the bar elements to connect to the feet. Can't believe we almost forgot about those. They're probably hiding out at the bottom. Oh, there's one. And then there they are. They were trying to hide out in the middle, not the bottom. Woohoo! Any of these? Oh, look, whilst we're here, I'm going to have so many pieces on the desk and just none of it built. Just the blue ones, and then we're going to need to pick a color for the Shadow of Baravia. I think these are the gold sections. So we might, yeah, they are really gold, the thighs. I don't know how many. I have these from Thanos, and they work. And then we need an extra little bit on the kneecap. Is that gold as well? A little bit grey, then we're gold. A little bit grey before gold. Where's that other blue? Oh, wait, one blue. That it. Just the one blue. Why? Why have they done that? One blue. All right. We'll need to find something to cover the knees. So for Superman, doesn't have anything round in the joints. We could fill that instead. We'll keep these on the top. Then we have like a dish piece in the middle. Get a jumper on there because he's got the gap on the knee. So we could make it a little more mechy, and then we'll add gold here for our Hammer of Baravia. And then we'll work out the jetpacks. I might leave those out, build a little axe hammer instead. But now we know we've got all the parts from this drawer. We can put it away. None of the other rounded pieces are there. Nothing to jump out at us later. I'm sure there'll be something. Always something. And continue with how the set's actually built. Oh, these slopes are a blessing. They're not even in disguise. They're just straight up a blessing for these mechs. So many mechs use so many slopes because it is the best piece for detailing. You want red frying pan studs. They're in use. I don't have any. I can do dark bluish grey. I could even do golden for the Hammer of Baravia. How cool is that? All right, we'll meet in the middle. Gold. You know, in between red and grey on the colour spectrum. Gold. It's there somewhere. Because I suppose you've got red at one end with infrared. Grey being like, what, barely visible? We can excuse it somehow. Ooh. Is that how Superman's back is? Coming out for the bum. He's slouched over. Should straighten up. Bit of posture check there for Superman. And then his shoulders are just like right back. This is Superman. This is Superman's posture. right here. Hunched over, shoulders all the way back. That's when he's doing his Superman pose, because if you're looking up at Superman and he's standing up straight, you're not going to be able, like, Superman's going to seem tiny. So he's got to, like, hunch over, arms out. He does the chicken every time. It's like, dun, dun, dun. And then he just starts clucking along. Happy Superman Day. Superman's a chicken. Oh, good thing Superman's not around to hear that. What do we need? The big slope as well. Do we have any actual big slopes? The Hammer of Baravia probably needs a grey one. And we've just used all the grey ones we could ever possibly need in the mall set. Oh wait, dark tan. Dark tan will work. Not quite gold, but also does protect the back a little bit. Sure, they're going to have some sort of armor. And maybe more dark tan for the shoulders. Dark tan is our red for the Hammer of Baravia. Dark tan is the new red. Dark tan is also not a colour I have a ton of, thanks to Yavin, which I don't have the heart to break down Yavin. I say that about so many sets. I have a desk full of sets, a table full of sets to my right. Just don't have the heart to break them down. At what point do you start breaking down a set? Because for me, it's whenever I need the pieces. If I don't need the parts, that's staying built forever. I'm not going to be breaking that down until I need that, like 1x5 in a very specific colour that's hiding right at the bottom of one of the legs. Very specific. For an example, I have no idea what set that's referencing. There's probably one out there. There's the back of Superman. We've got the engines. Oh, front on already. Well, I was hoping I'd have more time to think about this, but it seems pretty straightforward with the wedges that it wants. The M. The M, we could use 2 joints if we could get like a jumper and a clip on here. Superman's logo comes out pretty far. So we want something oh yeah, I don't even have Superman's logo. I've got to have a red tile like that though. Can we mimic that for an M? Blue jumper. Eeny, meeny, miny. Ooh, stack of them. When were these on the pick-a-brick? Don't know why I got 2. Maybe we need one later. Hello there, Snow Blizzard. Right, Superman, straightforward, which is Superman. And that's upside down on the front. Hey, upside down. Yeah, pretty nice. Wish we could get a corner jumper so that we could detail it. Oh, we use it. Use this one instead. Hammer of Baravia. Why does Baravia have an M? Is that the flag of Baravia? And also, is Baravia, it sounds like a silly question. Is Baravia a real place? Does Baravia exist outside the DC universe? No, it's not a real place. It's located, former SSR, located either on the Caspian Sea or somewhere around Kazakhstan. It's in Kazakhstan, around the Caspian Sea. Don't really know my geography to that extent. We've been there before. Sounds like it should be a real place though. Your 1-day shift has turned into 3 days of work. It's always the case. It's more than you expect. Hopefully you're enjoying it a little bit though. The time can pass a bit quicker. We've also got the star. Oh, the star would help if we had an element like this with a stud on the end, with a jumper, and we don't. We don't have an element like that. It simply doesn't exist. Not yet. So let's start with the golden joint. I've got to have a golden joint. 1x2 bar element in gold, or something that works in its place. And we can get plates underneath this, right? 1 plate, Or is it a bracket size? Bracket size. Ooh, So that's going to be difficult. We could get a bracket or something on top, or a bracket straight on top of this. Get some cheese slopes on the side going outwards. That would build up the shape to the torso of the Hammer of Baravia quite nicely. And then we'd work out what to do on top. Let's start with that. That's as good a plan as any. Oh yeah, always forget to put those back in. A dark bluish grey, and I might go out on a limb with a light bluish grey on one side, switching it up. We also need a bracket on top, really, and this is not quite a plate. So a bracket on top, how far do you go in? Would a bracket slot just in front be of any effect? Dark bluish grey, this one. Because the jumper sticks out, so we'd still have that sticking out. And then, actually, I don't think that is going to work. I think we need it one further. We could get a 1x4 on the top there. Let's just simulate that with brackets for a second. We could get a 1x4. Nope, that pops off. We need it to stick out a little further, which has to be... No, it doesn't have to be snot bricks. I've just found the perfect piece. 2x2, funky little guy in... Oh, what colour looks best? Hammer of Baravia. It's going to be hidden. What colour would Hammer of Baravia hide on the inside? I feel like it's quite dark. It is a LexCorp suit, so probably just going to be black. But if we hide this 2x2 with the 2 studs on the side, can we still get a minifigure in there? Because if we can't, it's not a mech. Somewhat funny how Lex Luthor's head has become a generic head. Was it ever? It's got to have been at some point a Lex Luthor head, as opposed to like the Charles Xavier head. And all these minifigures are just getting generic. I mean, a lot of the characters are generic. I wouldn't say they're generically shaped or anything, but they're not generic. I think quite a few of the characters do have, in different mediums, a generic appearance. But to do Lex Luthor, Charles Xavier dirty with those. Charles Xavier isn't from a movie or a specific piece of content. So, well, you could argue animated series, but even them, not exactly. So they get away with it, but some of the sets are done dirty with their figures. Let's get these vents on the outside so that whoever's in the suit can breathe a little. Not that they will be breathing. And that M's going to be a pain. We could get some snot bricks up the top, get those 2 little ones. But I still want to have the 1x4 fit to this design. If we replace these, how 1, 2, 3, that's 3 plates, 4, and then we'd need the bracket. We could cheese slope and then go with a bracket on top, but we're still getting that bracket in, which is not what we want. Oh, why you gotta be so awkward for a Lego build? Also, that cheese does stick out a little bit further than I would like. Or we could get, how else could we build out this front? I think we're gonna have to go with a bracket up the top. Let's try the snot bricks, because there is a little gap at the bottom, and I think the snot bricks do stick up a little. These round ones, 1x1s, 2 plates tall. We got black, we got tan, we got blue, but we got so many more of these grey ones. And they should allow a minifigure to sit down. I think it was designed for Lex's head originally. It may have been. Should we find out? Do I still have Nope. Don't have Superman. But there's only 4 sets with the torso. Light flesh, yeah, very generic. This could just say Lego generic face. Let's see the first. So 2012, it just says 2012. It doesn't say when these figures are released. But the fact that it looks like it was created for a Sith Trooper minifigure is funny. That is good. It was the original Lex head though, so probably all these sets would have been in the works at the same time. So named minifigures, we're looking at Loki, we're looking at Bruce Wayne, we're looking at Lex Luthor. Yeah, Lex Luthor gets a double use of it before it goes over to Star Wars. So Loki, Bruce Wayne, Lex Luthor. I don't know who, I mean, generic face, Eli Mills. You swap out that hairpiece for a blonde hairpiece, that could be Sanji. That face is just so generic. Lex Luthor again, and then Loki. So it's a Lex Luthor Loki head. Lucius Malfoy. What? So many Imperials. When you... Can't say that's a name that rings a bell. There we go. It's the same head for Professor X. Of course it is. I didn't expect anything less. And this year it's been used on a Hopper. Another character that needed their own head. Everyone else got one for Stranger Things. Why not Hopper? Clearly wasn't important enough to get his own head. Hey, it hooks over the toes. So it does fit. And we can fit even just a 1x4 tile on top of that. Or a 1x4 plate. And get some plates around the sides. We'll see what we fancy once we've got the minifigure. And the connection for the head, actually. That tile... Forgot about the head. Oh, yes. That tile would be perfect. Or plate. We might need the studs. Let's get a plate in case. 1x4. Just one of them. Might even make use of the outer studs as well. Not a perfect fit like the official Lego one is, but we're bricking it out here. We can only work with what we got. And for the M, I want to include, so we need it to come down that side, then kind of disappear in this corner, disappear in this corner. Yep, that's going to be easy, right? Trying to get it to disappear in each corner. I think M's... We should have gone with a grey panel here and then had just the tan piece slope around for an M. Let me swap brackets and get some of those slopes. 1x1. Yes. They're the ones. We complicated it a little too much having the light grey base because it's still a grey torso. We just need 2 quarter circles, not together. We need them opposite, so we can't use that double or any of the other doubles in here. Is that one? Nope, that's a half circle. That's another half circle. That's another half circle, wrong color. Oh, there are so many grey half circles. Wait, there's one. There's a quarter tile. Any more? Want to show your face? Any more? There's another one. Yes. Only 2 we need. I hope we only need 2. I'll just put the rest back. Oops. I think Supergirl will be a good movie. I'm so excited. The way they've pulled the way they've done the trailer and the way they've done the concept for the movie looks like it's going to be a great movie. We could as well get a little bit of paint right in there. Paint on some corners so that the M looks even more like an M. But that would require us mixing up some paints. I've actually found some really good paints that I'm hoping to get my hands on so that we don't have to mix as many paints, because the paint comes through stronger if it's pre-mixed. Just need a jumper on there. And then we'll be able to just whip that out, add that little bit of paint, and it wouldn't be a problem. Jumper in dark bluish grey. one of the newer ones. They're easier to pop off. And that's to hold our golden star, which is quite literally a golden star. The one on the mech is an 8-point star. We only have 5-point stars. It will have to do. But there's our Hammer of Baravia torso, our mech torso, which don't look too far apart from the original. I think we've done well there, getting the gold in the bottom. We've still got the crotch to build, so let's get back to it and see what they do for Superman. Oh, it's going to be a lot easier to do for the Hammer of Baravia than for Superman, because I don't know how many of these parts I have in blue. Why do I have this? Why is this on the side? I've reserved this for a build. It's alone. It's actually in with a bunch of battle droid parts, B1 battle droid parts for an upcoming project. Why? It's nothing to do with the droids. It was just there alone. Did I subconsciously put this aside a few streams ago? Because most of the polls I've got there are from streams. Probably got like 2 or 3 polls elsewhere. Why did I put... This is just fake. Why did I put that aside? Just randomly have the exact piece you're looking for on the side. What the hell? Why is that? Oh yeah, we're going to need some of the anti-slopes as well. I've got a few of these in red, grey. Oh, dark bluish grey? No. And black. So if we're doing light grey, we just want straight up. How are we sloping off the top? All right, we'll get to that when we get there. Considering the original comic was a good story, it should be good. Usually, especially with Marvel projects, I'll go back and check out the original story, and so far, I don't think there's a Marvel story or DC that I've gone back, checked out, and it's not always exact, but they definitely take inspiration from it, and I've been disappointed by the live action content. I think so far, definitely a bit more light grey than I was thinking. So far, they've all pulled through, but it's got to the point where I've just stopped, because a lot of shows, a lot of movies have, you know, the budget and the visualizations have blown my expectations right out the water. I've kind of been put off reading through like the comics. I'd still do it if I have time, especially because I'm building so much. I'm so into building. I'd rather build it than read through it. If I can watch a movie and build my version of it, I'm going to pick that one. Yeah, let's light bluish grey it. And that's upside down. There we go. But same with Project Hail Mary. I'm debating building the set and watching the movie as opposed to reading it, because I've heard it's a really good book, but I've also heard from so many people that have read it that the movie still performed after reading. So really the order would be to read it and then to watch it. But with the movie coming out, the book prices have just gone up, and I don't fancy paying like so much for a book that standalone I'm going to read once, might revisit in a few decades. By then it will be so cheap anyway. So I'd rather watch the movie, maybe build the set, and then enjoy it that way. Which obviously you should still read a book. I'm still reading a book a month. I'm a bit behind. I'm still halfway through April. I'm still reading through March's book, but I'll catch up. I'm a month behind. I've got to get through 2 books. I'll get there. Currently halfway through book 2 of the Thrawn Ascendancy. Not Chaos Horizon. That was the first book. We had Chaos Horizon. I think this book is Lesser Evil. I think that's the name of the second book. I am reading the second book, but yeah, I can always go back to read it. I just worry that if I go back, well, I think if the movie complements the book's going to complement the movie. I'm a bit worried that the movie's just going to be so good and the book's not going to pull through. I think the book will still do well, because Hunger Games. Did I watch the first movie before? Hunger Games is one of the first books that I read and really enjoyed just before I got into Star Wars. Well, about 5 years before I got into reading Star Wars. But it was one of those, and it was a proper book, like not picture books. I'd read the Clone Wars books that they made, little like text, and then you had a few pictures in the middle. Those books for the Clone Wars. And I've read like the Choose Your Own Destinies. I was big on the Beast Quest books. The Beast Quest series of books was that was my sort of book. Decide Your Own Destiny. You can go back, read it however many times you like, and it's always going to be different. I don't know if they did those for Star Wars. If so, I feel like I missed out because I haven't seen any of those for Star Wars. But I'm sure they're out there somewhere. We've got black. We've got sand green. Do we throw a curveball? Do we just go with grey? Because they're ingots on the side, so they only know the cheese slopes. We can't get away with one stud. So where did that black go? Is there another? Oh, I've got a few of them. Sweet. Nice little joint in there. I think the second book is Greater Good. Yes, the third book is Lesser Evil. Greater Good. Chaos Rising, Greater Good, Lesser Evil. That makes sense for the story so far. The first book left off on such a cliffhanger. It was kind of like watching Mockingjay Part 1. Where you leave it off on a massive cliffhanger, force you to come back. And I wasn't used to that because the initial Thrawn trilogy always left it, even the second book, the new trilogy, the new Thrawn trilogy, left it off in a place where you could have finished it. Even after the second one, if you want to know more, you're going to have to sit through it and read a bit more. Make it sound like it's taxing. Great series of books. But if you are done there and don't want to go on, you can leave it. Not with this trilogy. You have to watch them all. Get a gold ingot. I'm going to have to steal this one from Maul's display. Ooh, keep an eye out for that next time it's on camera. 1 gold bar left. Is it wise to be stealing from a crime lord such as Maul? A Sith crime lord such as Maul. Former Sith. I'm not sure if it is. And yellow. Wait, yellow? Does Superman have a yellow belt? He does have a yellow belt. I've never noticed Superman's yellow belt. Yeah, we'll go with the Superman movie. See if it shows the new one. He does. Even in like these posters, he's got a yellow belt, golden belt buckle. Even back in the day, look, yellow belt, yellow belt. Yellow belt right there with a yellow buckle. Do they do ingots in yellow? Yeah, they do ingots in yellow. Wow. Cheese slopes it is. Ooh. I think I've switched the slope drawer around. Always in motion, the slope drawer is. So yellow for Superman and grey, light bluish grey. Well, the Hammer of Bravia. Sounds like Bravia as in Gryffindor, brave, ear. But it's Boravia. Maybe it's the way I'm saying it. Boravia. Bravia. Boravia. Bravia. Wonder if we'll see Eli Vanto in the Mandoverse. Eli Vanto doesn't strike me as the sort of person, the way they're put in the Thrawn books. I don't think they'd be with... I don't think Eli would be... Also would be quite young, but I don't think he'd be Remnant. I feel like Eli has potential to become... I'm trying to think if Eli would line up with Thrawn. I don't think so. I don't think Eli and Thrawn would meet again. Especially with what happened after Rebels. I think Eli would have heard about that. We also need more of these ball joints. Wait, did I only get ball joints for one of these? Arms, legs, feet. Yeah, we're going to need more of those. I feel like Eli could break off from the Empire, but I don't think Eli is really a rebel. I think maybe Eli would thrive in the Remnant Empire because he'd get his own little batch. But Eli wasn't specifically, like, didn't share Imperial traits. The whole racism with the humanoids only sort of thing didn't really share that because of how close he got with Thrawn, so it was probably open to a different point of view. I just don't see Eli being Rebel. I don't. Leg or arm? Oh, leg. So we'll double this up for both sides. Mirror image. And a few more joints. We'll grab those later. Underside tiles. Ooh. What colours? I know we've got grey, but we want a bit of gold for Bravia. For the Bravia. Ooh. Fancy. They have a tub now. Superman's got the red. Oh, this is for the boot. What colour's Bravia's boots? They're gold, aren't they? They are gold. No way around that. Superman's are red, but he's got the blue. So if we can get a gold 1x2s, maybe. He's still in the ascendancy where he was promoted to Lieutenant Commander. Oh, he pulled a reverse Thrawn. I wonder if we'll see the Chiss ascendancy in... Oh, I forgot about that. I wonder if we'll see the Chiss ascendancy in the Mandoverse. We've got to. Thrawn doesn't have that much of a commitment to the Empire. I think he's going to come back, see it in shambles and dip. There's been a fair few people playing Superman, though I will say, I haven't got the call up yet. For Superman, I don't think I'd make a too good Superman. No, I actually don't. I feel like I could probably act my way out of it if I was getting paid, but just naturally, I don't really see a Superman. I think I could pull off a good Batman. Be easy to pull off a good... Well, it wouldn't be. There are some really great Batmen, but given how many there's been, I think Batman is a more easy to replace character. Superman is always similar. Every time Superman's on the screen, it's a similar portrayal. Batman, you never know what you're going to get. How dark? Maybe I could play a light Batman. Man of Steel was a very dark Superman. What if I played a cheery Batman? Why have I cast myself in the DC universe? As long as it's Lego animated as well, I'll pull it off. Well, that is a lot down to the Lego animators. They can pull off anything. Hey, red jumper. There you are. Wouldn't mind another. But we've got some single jumpers that would work. Don't need. Oh wait, we needed gold / dark tan / maybe tan. Is this for an ingot on top? Because we can steal more gold. More's going to be coming after us after this. Yep, it is ingot on top as well. Let's go dark bluish grey if we're getting an ingot on top. And then golden plates, which I'm hoping exist. Because they might not. There's a red and no more reds. None. Why do I have a single red bracket? Where's the other one? Just one. The only way for a cheery Batman is through something like the Adam West TV show. Yeah, I suppose it's not as dark. Adam West played it. I only know Adam West by name because of the Lego Batman games now. Which is a crazy thing to say. But I'm not as well versed on my Batman. Most of what I know about Batman is genuinely through the Lego games. Which again, crazy thing to say, but it's better than nothing. More a Marvel fan, personally. Alright, these on top. We were swapping out whatever went in the middle for a blue pin, perfect, and blue dish, blue jumper and a blue dish. Oh no, oh wait, this is on the wrong side. We had two of the same leg. Superman almost had two left feet. And then we can hide the grey one underneath. No one needs to see that. Oh, help if they were on the right side though. There we are. Are there streams on Thursday, Friday? I hope so. Yeah, there should be streams Thursday, Friday. None over the weekend, because I am busy. As for what we're doing Thursday, we're going to be just chilling. We might be building something, but I don't know yet what we're building, because it depends if I pick up anything good tomorrow. Yesterday. It depends on how much time travel's involved. How far back I get, what rare sets I can pick up, and how much sense I make of it. Alright. Feet on, boots up. Slopes as well. Oh yeah, and gold plates. I don't know about the gold plates. I don't even know if we have gold buttons. We might have dark tan. No, just light tan, but this is the upper inner thigh, so they're probably just grayed off. The gold 2x2s exist, and if so, why don't I have any of them? Would a jumper work? Yeah, I feel like jumper would fit in. I feel like I have some golden 2x2 jumpers. And then Friday, what have we got left on my list? Oh, I've got a big old list to build. We've still got a few of the smart play sets. I do want to do Yoda's balancing feature, because I wonder how that works. And we've got the land speeder, so we could get into our Mando mode on Friday and build the land speeder. Whee! Do I have golden jumpers? Maybe golden jumpers would be on a set. So dark tan on hold. Whee! And golden plates as well. Oh wait, that's the wrong element. Back in. It's the jumper. No worries. Going camping until Saturday. Have fun. Ooh. Never been actual camping. Besides like camping in the garden, I've never been out actually camping. It counts. Camping in the garden counts. But not as actual camping. Just to clarify. We could also get grey pins in here to hide them well. Slope and an ingot. What did I say? Grey pins. Alright, I've already forgot. Ingot. Grey pins. Blue pins. Dark or light. Maybe... No, dark would stop it spinning, which might get a bit distracting. We'll just cover the slopes temporarily. I think a dish would look good. Do we have jumpers in these colours? In blue? I see a different blue. Also, we'll try straight dishes first. It definitely counts. Definitely. Oh, what if we don't have a golden dish? We got dark tan. No. I need to just order a bag of golden Lego. No golden dishes. I suppose Star Wars... I can't name a golden dish in Star Wars. Very Dalek-esque though, these tan tops. Why I haven't built a Dalek army out of these, no idea. I'd have loved to have done something like that. Wait, no, the blue ones don't have friction pins, but they're not spinning around. Oh, that one is. This one's in there solid. That is all the way through. Check. We could, if we didn't have these Technic pins, or if you wanted to go completely without Technic, which I know a few people like, then 2 of these dishes, 1 on either side, with a 2-length bar going through them would also do the job. It would cover up both sides of the knee, which, now I've said it, might look a bit better than what we're doing here. I just don't have it in blue, the 2-length bar. So we wouldn't be able to do it for Superman. On the top, a rounded off grey plate, because we don't have half of these parts in gold. We don't have a 2x2 round plate in gold. Oh wait, it was a tile. Never mind. Ignore those plates. And now lopes. We'd also get like some missiles or something attached into the knee. If we wanted to shoot missiles from our knee, a red 2x2 and gold, dark tan maybe. Nope. No red in there. No red up here. We'll go with little ones. And then see if we've got the little dark tan ones as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the boots. Crazy the Mac came with boots and Lego didn't give Superman door molded legs, first off. Which Lego Dalek do I prefer? You prefer the one that came in Dimensions? Did I say that was quick? Did I say that right? You prefer the one that came out in Dimensions compared to the one that came in the Ideas set. I had the one from Dimensions. I've still got the Christmas Dalek on the desk. I can't break this guy down. I prefer this one, which I think is the design that came from the set. I might have modified it a little bit. It might not be exactly the same, but I think it's the set Dalek, because I got Dimensions. I missed out on the set. Is this the... Oh no, is this is the Dimensions one. Yeah, so I prefer the one that came in the set. I think it looks more complicated. It's not really, and there are a few more gaps in it. The Dimensions one is quite simple. Great for mock building. It also has the domes all the way around with the thinner bottom. I'd say the Dimensions one is more accurate, especially with these bits coming out the front, but I do prefer the one that came in the set, which is why I built the Christmas one to symbolize it. Nice, they use the same dish though, because, I mean, the Dalek says 35 quid. Really? 35 quid? It's only because no one's selling their Daleks. Oh, they're probably parting them out. Still, 23 quid for the dish. I don't think you need this to have a Dalek. I think you can just have a plain, like with this, we've got the whipped cream on top for a light, but you can just have the plain dish. There's got to be an accessory you can put, like a T-bar maybe with some studs on the side. Why does this brick come up for Dalek? Dalek. The set was cool that it came with a Weeping Angel. Missed the chance to have a Cyberman and a Dalek. And I don't suppose you would have got a spare element of the Dalek dome. But yeah, I like the one from the set. It is... Both of them are awesome. I think if I was building an army, I'd mix it up. I'd have a little bit of... A few of them from the set, a few of them from Dimensions. Alright, these 1 elements. Why do I have 1? So many pieces. Where are they? Get the red ingot on here. Let's see if we can find out where they've gone. What other sets use that ingot? Let's keep up a Superman as well. Save me keep having to find it. 54 sets Miles Morales mech. It's going to be the Miles Morales mech. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Tahoe, I see. Oh, that could be a nice build with a new CMF coming out. Mayhaps. We've got a load of good sets here, but any that I've got built, not by the looks. Maybe I genuinely don't own these. Ooh. No, 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 no. Yes. I think I actually parted that one out. So you know what I've probably used it for? Mario's Kart. Which is... Oh, these are newer. Hey! That's such a good set. That alien is pretty awesome. Let's see if Mario's Kart used them. Oh, there's not a lot of red. No. No ingots there. Why would I have used ingots? I don't think there's anything else that's bright red in the entire display right now. Oh, Magneto's fallen over. Up you... No, no, come on. Up you get. Up you get. Why are you falling back? Why are you falling back? It's the only thing with Funkos on a display. They never seem to stick down. Oh, wait, you do... No, no, you're leaning back. It's got this display in the bottom of it. Does it have to be... Oh, if I tilt it... See, that's not going back. But if I turn it a bit... Nope. Alright, blue tack it is. I think the Dimensions pack came with a Cyberman. I've got that Cyberman as well. So I think we did get a Cyberman. It's a good Cyberman, not a classic, but it's the one at the time for the 2 Doctors that came in the TARDIS set. And I think Capaldi got a Dimensions kit as well. Alright, Magneto tacked down. You can't drop him. But he stands. Hopefully that's semi-permanent. Can't have him falling, because imagine dominoes, but Funko Pops on that shelf. That's what it would be like. Once one goes, they're all gone. No one wants that. Who's used the red ingot? I've not built anything red in so long. I can't even think of what's used it. Might have to substitute that out for a red tile. No, not Spider-Man, not Star Wars. There's going to be something really small that just use it, like Cog Bounce Speed Up. Could it be hidden on the back end of that? Any red ingots? Show them. Nothing. Nothing on Vamps, nothing on Luke's, nothing on the A-Wing. We've got no red build, so I've hidden it in somewhere. I've hidden it inside a build. Either that or I've completely lost the Spider-Man mech. But given the fact that Spider-Man's mech, so that's the red torso. Do I have the red one in here? In the right drawer? Yeah, the red one, the red legs. And the blue arms are being used for Superman's legs right now, so that is there. And I don't think I've had any of these other builds. First introduced recently, 2022. Ooh, what for that? Where was it used in here? Sanctum Sanctorum. Sometimes it's nice they recolor a ton of parts. And then gold or tan. I don't think I have gold slopes, besides cheese slopes. And tan, oh, Grogu. You're still using all my tan slopes. And a small dark tan, a few of them. We could cheese slope. If we've got one on each side, we could cheese slope the gaps. Wish they had Tennant instead of Capaldi. I wish they did a few more for Dimensions, actually. Because Dimensions was perfect for getting minifigures and minifigure accessories. I wish we got a few Doctors for Dimensions. I know they did digitally all the different Doctors. So I suppose there's got to be people that are selling those, right? All the custom Doctors that are decaling or printing torsos for them. Not as good as Lego still, but almost there. Ooh, what? No, because we want to get the boot effect, don't we? So we do need tan tiles, 1x2s. Oh, do we even have that? We've got a load of 2x2s, 1x6s. There's Superman's legs. Oh, that's That's not as strong as usual. And then knees bent forward naturally, as natural as can be. Do I have the 1x2s we need? There's one. I need 4, so we do need quite a few. 3, but they might pull through. They might. Yes, 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 yes. It's tan, not gold. It's dirty gold. That doesn't sound nice. It is dirty gold a little bit. It's like a muddied gold. And the ingots look so much better than... Do I have dark tan ingots? No, light tan. Do dark tan ingots exist? Do I need to get some for my collection? Got Tahoos. Oh yeah, we got rid of Superman again. Dark tan... metallic. Dark tan ingots. 3 sets. New for this year. Hold on. New Elementary. New Elementary lied to me. I had a look at this X-Wing and they said outside of the minifigures there is 1 new element. Oh, well, they didn't lie to me because it would have already been used in Paris. I think they should have a recent element as well, like a rare element find, because the only new element in this X-Wing is the axle connector in bright blue, which, oh, it doesn't have a price. It's probably, oh, it is on here. Is this. Only comes in the X-Wing. No other set coming out has it. The X-Wing is out now, as are the Batman sets. So I suppose that isn't a new piece. And I think it's this piece on the 4 wings. You can swap that out for a pin connector. And I'm sure that's come out in blue. Not first available. This pin joiner, same thing. It's come out in blue for 19 sets. First made in 2010 for the Atlantis board game. So definitely a piece that's had its little run. Ooh, that looks nice. Probably don't have any of these, no. Don't have Chopper. So it'd still not be a piece in my inventory, but you know, 10 pence we're talking for this compared to the new connector, which you're going to have to substitute a few other parts. It's not on sale right now. It's not been sold. No one's given up or parted out the X-Wing, which is fair. It looks like a really good model. But also, it's probably not going to be built for too long. I think there will be some part outs in the not so far off future. All right, we done the legs? We done the legs. We done both the legs as well. Now for the feet, red and grey, gold, tan. We don't see their feet too much. It's like golden highlights on a grey base. All right. You know what? I've watched it. Don't really understand that. Oh, new look. Here we go. Grey boots. Nice that we broke up the leg as well. That looks better. So grey boots, maybe a bit of gold or dark tan on the back. Not really fussed on that. And the arm isn't too gold either. Mainly up the top with their dark tan angles. So red. If we don't need tiles. Still the arms. Red and dark bluish grey. One easier to find than the other. There's the feet for Baravia. Ooh. We got blue, we got white, we got light bluish grey. Do we need... we do need the hole, don't we? Because the pin goes through. But do we need the hole? Do we need the hole? It's nice to get those on the bottom. And I'm definitely swapping out this toe for studs. I know we still can't stud it all down, but having that extra grip for the feet is important, as we found out with the Ninjago spinners. Oh, how could we build this otherwise? Because we can't... We could use a slope. We could use a slope on top of there and get a bracket underneath it. Ooh, that'd have studs pointing down, which would work for a footballer, not quite for Superman. That would be a good way of doing it. Don't know how I would get the rounded off effect. Let's just use a regular plate for now and worry about that connection later. Maybe get a stud in to support it. Then slopes, rounded. Yeah, we're going to need a few different pieces. And 2 more of these joints as well, because I completely forgot about those. Oh. Do you think we could get up Lego Dimensions, Doctor Who, like all the Doctors? Here we go. So they did come out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, War 9, 10, 11, 12. So they're only missing a handful of them. How did you unlock the Doctors though? Because I remember needing the other pack, this pack, to play all the game. But like, they got full designs for these minifigures. That scarf element needs to be made. I understand it's the regular, well, it isn't. It looks a bit redesigned, but you could get the regular scarf element and just flip it, double it up on itself. But we need to see that made. All the accessories these could come with as well. What a CMF this would be. We got 13 here, but that includes the War Doctor. I think they could get away with the original 12 because a lot of the newer Doctors, I think social media's changed since Doctor Who's been around, because a lot of the complaints about the previous Doctors were just newspapers, tabloids. That is a great wallpaper. So I think Lego should release the original 12 for an anniversary, or go big with a 16 CMF, include the War Doctor, include the 13th Doctor, the 15th Doctor, and maybe the Fugitive Doctor, because Tennant could be advertised as both. We have seen a few other Doctors dotted around, but I think they're the main 16. Give us 116. Lego fans would go nuts just because we're getting 16 minifigures again. And it would be pretty cool to see for Doctor Who, which has got that Lego idea set, but it barely counts as a Lego set because it's an idea set. It got voted through, and this would be Lego making a choice. To be fair though, with where Doctor Who is right now, we don't know what we're getting. If there's going to be any Doctor Who content, we've waited so long. And it's probably not been as long as I think it has, but it feels like it's been way too long. And no news, which isn't a good sign. Not with all the shows that get pulled so quickly. Red, yeah? No, great. Easy enough, but red boots. Why so grey? Should I dark tan Bravia's boots? I knew I shouldn't have used these for the stall. I saved them for this purpose. That was yesterday, building the stall. Haven't kept up with Doctor Who since Capaldi's run. I think a lot of people are in the same boat, which is why Doctor Who hasn't returned as strong as it did with Eccleston, with Tennant, because a lot of people are starting to drop off, especially with the Doctors having such long runs. Even with Eccleston, when Tennant popped up and we only had a year, it was easier to move in. Tennant was one of the early popular Doctors because there wasn't much contention. We'd spent, how long was it between Eccleston and I'd say probably the movie McGann? Or like 10 years? Probably over 10 years between the two of them. And that gave people enough time to move past it, to almost forget about, not forget about McGann, but like not be as attached. And then when Matt Smith popped along, there were fans that preferred Tennant because Tennant had had a few years, people grew attached. And that's what the show wants to do. It wants to get you attached to a Doctor and then switch it up. And then get you attached to a Doctor. And the same thing happened with Matt Smith to Capaldi. The same thing happened from Capaldi to Whittaker, but Whittaker didn't have as long a run. Even with Capaldi, I think there were so many fans that were admirers of Tennant and Smith that Capaldi met a little bit of backlash, but then Whittaker, they moved on so quickly. There was like 2 seasons, and that was it. The same group of companions, not many specials, and then we moved on, and there's less people wanting to go back to those shows and those series because they're going back a season, a few seasons, a few Doctors beforehand and enjoying that. And the same with the newer Doctor Who's. We got that run of Tennant, which worked because Tennant had already had so many seasons and so much content before. There was a massive fan base for that. And it worked as a special because it was a limited run. And then, oh, what do we need? Grey for all of them. Any of the other Doctors returning, I fear they're not going to have that same audience. Because so many people are tuning out. If Star Wars, if Mando, imagine Mando, for every 2 seasons, the person portraying Mando and the things they did changed. So season 1, 2, we follow Mando. Season 3, 4, we follow Bo-Katan. Season 5, 6, we follow Paz Vizsla. Season 7, 8, we follow the Armourer. It gets very repetitive, dare I even say very boring very quickly, because it's just new. There's not that time to form the attachment. You do need probably about 3, 4, probably 3. 3 is probably the sweet spot. So that you get attached to them, but not too much that when they change it up, it's, you know, you don't want to spend 10 years watching one actor and then they recast them. That's on the other side of the spectrum. No one wants that. Oh, see, I don't think these red plates are going to work. So I'm going to make the move. There's so much dark bluish grey on Superman's foot. I never realised that. I'm sure that's not inaccurate, in-universe accurate. But it is for the mech, so dark bluish grey won't look too out of place. Just need a bit more red. Perhaps a red plate at the front. They've also already used this red on the back. So maybe a red plate on the front would work. And a red version of these would also work. But this will make sure we can actually get the boot on. We need more red minis. Slopes. Minis? Smaller slopes. No, not minis. Just smaller slopes. Cheese slopes. And other ones. I know there's a load of bets on who's going to be the next Doctor. Despite the reveal, there are still a lot of bets of... Oh, there's one. No, there's one. There's still a load of bets going for new people being the Doctor. And I don't know how they're going to go, because they either double down, which is, I think, the right thing to do. They know the way they want to go. But also, if they are switching up the team, perhaps they shouldn't announce things before they're ready. Because they can always film one more scene to start off the show and start off the season with the reveal. When you reveal something and then don't make up on that promise within a year, we've seen it with Daredevil. Daredevil is one of the best shows right now because nothing to do with the ads spoiling it on YouTube. I have seen the newest ad for it, and what, like, last episode they revealed a character that was going to be showing up. Not in the episode, on the YouTube ad, and now they've revealed 2 more. What? How? How have they done that? But we'll see. We'll see if they pop up or if it's another ruse created by YouTube. I'm convinced there are non-Marvel accounts putting these ads out just to spoil it. I've convinced myself. Again, only 1 double cheese slope, so we'll have 1 leg double. 1 leg's going to be perfect, and the other leg is going to be sub-perfect. Still almost perfect, but just sub-perfect. The step underneath perfection is where it's resting. Oh, can we get a little spiky toe action as well? 1, 2, 3. Don't leave me on an odd one. Oh no. There we go, there we go. 4. And breathe. As long as we don't need these for fingers. Imagine slopes for fingers. You're not going to do that, right, Superman? You're not going to have big slopes for fingers. The fact that Daredevil was only a year apart means you still retain all the knowledge and information from the previous season. They don't even need to do the recap. The recap's important for people that have forgotten and that are watching other shows as well, because a lot of it does get confused, does get meshed up. But Daredevil has done well. These are the boosters, page 35. I'm going to come back to these. Superman does fly, and this is kind of cape-like. If Bravia has a cape in any of these images, I'll add the boosters. Otherwise, I think we miss them out. Bravia could have a weapon clipped in the side, like a snot brick on these that gets, or straight up Technic. That would work. I think that's the way to go. Technic or a snot brick. We'll see what we can get into the hands. A similar joint wouldn't be too bad. So we can build these for Superman. They're only Superman boosters. Any of the small guys? There's one. Ah. And there's the other. I didn't see any big red slopes though. Not when we were looking through. Yeah, I didn't see any of these slopes. Unless I missed them. I don't think I've got any red slopes left. Superman has milked us of our red slopes. Huh. And these are going to go on the outside, aren't they? There's no chance of me hiding. I could probably get away with dark red instead of bright red. And try and flip them over. Or orange. Or blue. Or yellow. Or silver. Or grey. Superman likes a bit of grey, clearly. Or smaller slopes. I said about pointed off elements, but there were just no red elements in there. Touche. Touche. There's no slopes on like the Kaimech or anything either that I've forgotten about. 1x1s. I might switch it out for a stud. I don't really use 1x1s. I never made myself feel bad for not using 1x1s. Yeah, we'll use some grey plates. Although, for someone that doesn't use... Oh, this is the wrong drawer. They're still in here. It's the wrong drawer. But I sometimes do put 1x1s in my 1x2s because they use so frequently together. A Technic pin. That brick. Did they use an axle? No, pinhole. And then a modified 1x1 that's probably still in a bag. If I had to guess. Probably got a bag full of them, or a very small tub. I could have mixed it. I could have mixed them in with a tub. They might be in the pin, the clip and bar tub. If I've got a load of them. Ouch. Because some of these sections are a bit smaller. Hey. Are these handles for hammers? Can't make my mind up. I don't think they'd work as handles because of the shape and then the engine at the bottom. Unless we're building, was it the V19 clone mech that had the hyperdrive hammer? Unless we're building a hyperdrive hammer, there's no chance of us getting away with that. Oh, the engines. I got some in the other drawer. Is there any in here? Can also get away with like wheels or something. And are there any red ones in here? Ooh, light brick. Can we get a light brick in this? Ooh. Don't think we'll get the light brick in the engines. Could get 2 LEDs in the engines though. Light them up. I forget, I had a 3rd set of lights, didn't I? So we could get some lights in Superman's engines and the Hammer of Bravia somewhere. Right, snot brick and perhaps like a rounded dome. Let's do that instead. Oh, and while we're at it, tile off the top. 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, just 2, just 2, just a 1x2 as well. I've got a vision for this now. We don't need those. We do need red, preferably cylindrical domes. But if I don't have them, which I don't, I will take the rounded off ones. And then, don't know what we'll get as the ends to the engines. Oh, we could do grey and get like flame pieces out the back. Because we've got dark bluish grey, bit of light bluish grey. Right, there's a vision here. A 1x1 translucent orange stud with a hole in it and a flame element out the back. And instead of Technic, we'll swap it out for a snot brick. Technic would still work, but a snot brick is not even easier to come by. It's just more Lego. It's a lot more Lego. And then the 1x2s to go on top. To flatten it off, but we've still got that smooth slope to angle against the torso. Also, could get something up the side. We could get a... We can't get studs on all sides. All right. We'll just keep it on one side. And then a flat tile. The engine. Little bit of fire. Fire! These ones with the hole in the middle so that we can get a flame in the middle. Where's our bag of fire? Our bag of fire. Can you see it? can you see it? Can you? Let me. Can you see it? Fire needs an emoji, not an emoji. What are they called? Stickers? An emote? What are they called? Stickers on YouTube. It needs a sticker. If cheese gets a sticker, fire needs a sticker too. Hello there, Thorsten. Oh, thank you very much. You're too kind. Nice to see your name on the members board. Can you see it? Can you? It's. There you go. You can see it. It's that name. It's right there. That one. I've got to get around to painting those at some point. Hopefully that settles after a bit. It's. There you go. It was still going for a second there. Double desk cam. You are very welcome. Thank you for the support. For those of you that don't know, all members do get their name on the board. Pretty cool board. Although we are running out of space. We've got half the board left. If you stay tuned for Thursday's stream, I might do a little member giveaway. So there'll be a few more names on the board. Ah, the way they've got them angled, we can flip them upside down. But also how, oh, they rotate them up a little bit and that sticks them out. Ooh, snazzy. Thanks for hanging, Snow. May the bricks be with you. Huh, that's quite cool. I wish I had these pieces in red. Not quite the engines. The engines might not work with the flame elements. But I wish I had these domes in red. Or enough paint to paint them in red. We'll hold up Superman on the back. Now the arms. We want to brick build these, which means we're going to need some hinges. How are we filling out the top? Right, that's not too much of a worry. That's not too bad. We could just straight up tile that off. It's going to be covered by the shoulder panels. This is what I want to see. What sort of plates we're going to need on top. I'll go dark bluish grey for the pair of them. So that's four of each piece. Any slopes? Yes, we got the corner slopes on the middle of the elbow. Do I have those in blue? I gotta have them in some colour. That colour isn't blue. Actually, they're not here. Oh, could I have moved them? I better have moved them into the other bit. I bet they're in this tub. This is the one. Yep, there's red. All right, what did I want red for earlier? I think it was for the feet. Oh no. 2 blue for Superman and 2 gold, maybe dark tan for the hammer of Boravia. Maybe. There's 1. There's 2. Both the same size, both the same side. Of course they're the same side. So any dark bluish grey on the opposite end. That's the same side. A lot of similar pieces in here. Well, here's one that's the opposite. And then same. That's flat. That's flat. Oh, the flat pieces would work underneath. But we already said about tiling it. Come on, one dark bluish grey. No, that's the same side. So I couldn't even do it in dark bluish grey if I wanted to. I don't think I've got... Oh wait, there's one. There's one. All right. Barely scraped through with that one. Let's not use those for fingers. And then 3 more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hold on. We're going to need it for the arm as well. But I don't have them in blue. Hello there, Lavalas. No worries. You can always catch it on demand if you want to check out the build. Or get a better close-up in the videos. Not everything is a video. A lot does end up as a video. Thank you so much. Or dark blue would have worked as well. Could have gone Man of Steel on this Superman mech. So blue hinge, and then we want one in grey as well. Let's build out the arm structures. Left, right. Oh wait, we never did Boravia's feet. We could use the slopes for that. And they're grey boots, not dark tan. So grey 2x2s. Surely we got some of those. 1. And 2. Nope, it's orange. It didn't look orange when I put my hand down. There. Extreme luck. I look away for a moment and I've got that exact piece in my hand. How is that possible? That shouldn't be probable. It isn't probable. There's so many wrong colors that I should look away and pick up another wrong color. But it's once it's let us down and never again. There we go. Boravia can stand. Ooh. Wait, oh, there was a slope. Yes. I see what we did. Not a fault of the set, a fault of the way I'm building it. That torso is so good. And the legs need to be out to come up. That is a fault of the set, kind of. Just about. These are attached to the clip. Same with those. We've also built this symmetrically, so the build itself isn't going to be symmetrical because the arms are meant to be mirror image. That's a massive oversight. And this will be out on the other side. So where that is, that's the other side of the arm. That stops the arm at 45 degrees, hopefully, which, yeah, that's all right for a mech to be able to stretch out and go 45. Blue hinges would be awesome. I see one, but I don't see two. If not blue, then grey. Only one blue hinge. Oh, unlucky. So, to get the basis of this, I'm pretty sure we put the hinge at the bottom. Then we get a 2x2. No, a 2x3. Oh, we need a 2x3. In blue. And a brick separator so that we can separate them. So the 2x3 is the length of the arm joint. It's 2x3 and then 2x3, but the 2x3s meet in the middle, like one stud attached. The arms are like this. One stud attached on two 2x3s, that's the angle. So if we replace one of these 2x3s with a 45 degree slope, can't really lock it like that, and then have a 1x2 at the side, we can use these 2x3s on the other side to complete the arm, and that's what locks it at a 45 degree angle, and then you can straighten it. So that's the motion we're adding. Mech arms are locked like this at the minute, but we're adding the straight arm because stormtroopers can do so many more commands, clone troopers can do more commands, and Vader as well. Vader can reach out with the Force. That was the reason for changing it. Doing the exact same thing again. I need a mirror when I'm building so that I can build mirror image. A corner plate then comes out the bottom. That gets our joint in. And then, oh, we're going to need a corner plate this side as well. By the looks of it, we've got another bar element coming out for the thumb. So that's going to be a 2x2 and a corner plate. So much for 2x3s. Good thing I noticed that before getting any more. There we are. 2x2 and corner plates in blue would be perfect for this build. What I'm hoping for, and those corner plates go on the inner studs, both sides. That middle one's empty. I think you can add some sort of half, like anything that's modified and isn't a stud. A stud doesn't fit because that would stick out against the hinge. So it's best to probably leave that clear, but you could build it up if you want to add something underneath, quarter tile, something like that. And grey 2x2s, because we'll be doing the same for Bravia. Bravia. The same for Bravia. No, Bravia. Is Bravia where Doom's from? Bravia. Does anyone know where Doom's from? I mean, technically in universe, we don't know where the new Doom's from. Especially with the choice of actor for Doom. I think that could have some importance. Saw the comics on that. We wanted this there. So corner plate time. But isn't Doom from somewhere, if it's not Boravia, it's somewhere that sounds like Boravia. It's something Avia. Boravia sounds right. Corner plates. Fill out the back. Room for ball joints and bars. Ball joints and bars. This is the upper arm because of the slope. Yes, this is the upper arm, and then the other wedge goes on. No, I put that around the wrong way. It goes the other way around. Yeah, it goes like this. For the elbow? Right? Why didn't they do it going into the elbow? Maybe they wanted it to look more mechy, similar to what we did with our legs. Then 1x2 tile up there. So we need our tiles afterwards. And the clip. That way we can get the slopes out. So that there, and then this goes the opposite way to what you think. Not bad for the arms so far. Blue corner plates, do we have them? If so, how many? There's none in there. That's a daunting look. 4. Come on. There's 1. You give us 2, give us 2. No, there's 1. We're going to have to part these out. So 1x1s, 1x2s. Not as secure as corner plates, nowhere near. But they're the next best thing. Also, 1x2s. Because each of these is going to have a 1x2 plate on top. So they will hold themselves in. They'll hold each other in when the other plates are here. We've got the ball joint. So the ball joint, so I can show you. The 1x1 is just sort of floating there, but it's being held in by this plate. And currently the only way you can pop it up is pushing it up. So the toes on the top make sure that doesn't happen. And then same on the bottom. Let's keep a few of those aside. Might as well pop these off. What did I say? Tiles. So blue, looking for blue tiles, and grey clips. And some bars. We'll get the clips and the bars after we got the tile. Blue 1x2. That's not meant to go there. Hold on. Oh, it goes down here. Of course it does. So 2 blue tile tubs. Neither abundant in 1x2s in blue. Load of 1x1s though. Perhaps we should take a leaf out of the book and use the 1x1s that they've said. Because didn't we have the grey ones to hand a second ago? Or did we use those? Oh, we've got some golden tiles. I'm going to keep that one out. Oh, it's a different gold to whole gold. Okay, we won't use it. It's like a metallic gold. Thought we could. Maybe not. And grey 1x1s. Load them in. So blue and probably grey for Bravia. A lot of grey. Would be nice to get a bit more gold. Where's this going? On the top of the clip, on the outside, rounding off the shoulder. Got it. Just like that. So that's the perfect spot for gold. I don't think we have... Oh, we do. We do have a gold corner. Where did I get that from? Because the arms were mostly grey, but they had a little gold shoulder pad, and I think they had golden gloves. I don't know if I've got golden hands from Thanos. Do I have another one of those? Another golden corner? Anything gold? Any gold 1x1s? No. That's definitely a spare piece from one of the like architecture sets. For sure. So I have 1 gold shoulder, 1 dark tan. I've seen that. There we are. Hidden away. And then a 1x1. Outer shoulder. We're going to stick with a super... Actually, we're going opposite to Superman. With our right side looking better. Stack of 1x1s would be nice. Save me fishing for all these individual ones. I don't think I've stacked these. I've probably pulled these all apart. Used them so many times. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 for Superman, who had a lot more grey than I expected. Now we got the clear image of the N1. It is crazy just how grey that ship is. You'd expect them to go a bit overboard with a yellow, and then they chose stickers. Lego chose stickers. Can't wait to see the recolors of it with a little bit of yellow. And then the full yellows are going to look so good. A full yellow N1. Oh. I do prefer the Phantom Menace N1 to the Mando one. I don't think you can beat a full yellow. That clip. And it is the rounded. The rounded clip must be the new. They've got slightly different purposes. The reinforced clip, probably less likely to break. But I prefer the rounded clip. It almost looks like the official Lego element, and then the reinforced clip looks like a knockoff because the way they've styled the clip. Like they don't have faith in their own Lego piece. Which obviously they do. They wouldn't be putting out the set if they didn't, but that's the energy I get. And then the slopes. Ooh, wish this was one. Oh, that's nice. With a little dark tan on top. That is nice. And even with the gold, it's not bumping into it. A 1x2 bar. Don't have many of those. Superman wants probably grey. You know what? No. Superman's getting blue. It is grey, isn't it? Yeah. Superman's getting blue. Because that's too close to the hand. Oh, I forgot about these ones. That'll be grey. If I have a gold 2x3 with those in step 48, if I have a gold one of those, that's going to be the icing on the cake. The cake being this being the cake. A lot of grey though on Superman's hands. Cover up as much as we can. See if we've got a blue. Oh, I see blue. I see red. I see green. I don't see grey. Oh, there's a grey. There's a grey. Wait, we wanted gold, didn't we? Well, I got grey. The next best thing. You go up to get your gold medal and they hand you a grey medal instead. Oh, we run out of gold. Run out of gold at the Olympics. Start giving out grey medals. There's another one. Nexo Night Shields. Great piece. We started to get, I think, the new Harry Potter cards. They went from the frog tiles, the frog cards. You know, the chocolate frogs, and then you get a card with a professor or like a famous teacher on it, into portraits, which use the Nexo Knight's shield. I don't know if they're still doing it, because even with One Piece, which has a limited run of sets, they seem to be changing it every couple of sets. The new One Piece line has 2 sets with those posters. Yeah. The old ones I feel like weren't in every set. One of these. Red for Superman, and it's got to be gold for Bravia. I want to get some dark tan slopes on it as well. I don't know if we have these slopes in red, let alone gold, let alone dark tan. We've just used dark tan. Actually, we have literally just used our dark tan slopes. We might have to find some alternative slopes. Maybe a dark orange for the neck. Or dark tan these. So Bravia will have the massive pieces. We've got to cross our fingers for some red. Oh, it's the double again. It's the spiky red. We want the half of that. Superman could go with blue because it's Superman's shoulders, right? So if we have blue, yeah, I was being too hopeful. We don't have blue. Wait, we might have blue of these. No. Only the one. Blue. Blue minis? Any blue minis? There's one blue mini. We needed 2. Oh. So we got 1.5 of those. Or put it on the legs. No, that's not helpful. Unless we flip the legs upside down. What a play that would be. Oh yeah, wait. What if we add these upside down? Take 1, 2. Might be onto something here. Double, double, double. We don't have a full set of any of these. So we're going to need to think of what we can do for Superman. Oh. Hammer of Bravia. Easily sorted. With... they're going up. Yes, we want them around the dome. We could continue. Maybe I'll add a tan or a gold plate in the front. No, it stops in the middle. So we're exaggerating that gap quite a bit. It stands. That looks good. If it didn't stand, that would be an issue. And then Superman. What do you want, Superman? We've got a load of Lego elements. You can have anything. What do you want? Nope, cheese slope off the table. Oh, is it? Cheese slope would go well. Also, these little vent pieces. Like, I think this is meant to be the shoulders of Superman's cape. So if we have a bracket and a cheese slope, I might be onto something with a bracket. We've got a few of these. Gotta guess these are from the Pavel. You know, I ain't picking these up. And a red ingot. I think I ran out of those when we got to the legs. But these would go underneath. So these are meant to be angled up a little. If they've got brackets underneath, they're naturally angled up. And they're off to the side. So they're pointing towards his face at the front and away from the back. This is definitely meant to be the shoulders of his cape, because then it's flowing down with the cape. So we've got pointing towards the face at the front, pointing away at the back. And the cheese slopes save the day. Legendary cheese slopes. We need to do a tier list of every Lego element. That would take a while, but that'd be worth it just to see how many elements. And then we need to tier list the Lego elements, and then going forward, we just drop all F tier, I think even C tier elements, and we only use the good ones. Because there are a few elements we could do without. Could have used red fingers. They went with silver. I want gold for Bravia. But let's see what we've got to choose from, because I don't know if we'll have them. Oh wait, we could use these fingers. We could use the chunky ones. Where are the little ones? Here they are. We've got red. Oh yeah, we got dark tan as well. Dark tan's kind of gold that we used for Sandman. We got for Sandman. And using the Mantellian Savrip, we've also got these little fingers. Wait, there's actual gold ones in here. Keep an eye on those. First off, red for Superman. That seems like a no-brainer. We do need 4 for each hand. 1, 2. Where did I get these hands from? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 more. 8. That adds up. And then dark tan, we've got 2. And I'm going to assume we only get 4 for Thanos. So we might need thumbs for our Hammer of Bravia. We could use Tauntaun horns. Don't need the tooth. We could actually use either the thicker ones for thumbs, or get the little pieces, these little ones, the little clips with the bar handles, and get a tooth in there. Right, that's 1. I see a second, possibly a third. Yes, one more to go right at the bottom. Of course it is. When's a piece you really want never at the bottom of the bag? Do you really want the piece if it's not at the bottom of the bag? Usually a second option. Easier to get. And then a massive thumb. Let's bulk out that thumb because it needs to get around these axes. We could have gone with all thick fingers. Actually, we couldn't have. We couldn't have because they wouldn't have fit on the bar. We can only fit these because they don't have anything in the middle. We'd have had to swap it out. Would have only got, at best, 2. Try and space those out evenly. Chunky thumb. And then we'll have 2 axes, is it? I don't think the Hammer of Baravia in the movie actually wields anything. I think it just fights with the suit. So maybe we'll have him fighting with the suit. Yeah, we don't need accessories. When they go in hand to hand, mano y mano. I think the accessories are sometimes to fill the part counts. The blasters for Star Wars look good. But I don't think the axe is going to look as good as what we saw in the movie. Plus the axe, it won't look as good as the blaster. We just give Superman a Star Wars blaster. Or a lightsaber. Give Superman a lightsaber. Right, one hand's down. The other hand's to go. With the red fingers instead of silver. Silver... I can't say silver would look better. Silver would look cleaner, I think. It's more, it brings the machine back to it. But red Superman's color. I think even yellow would look fun. It would look like it's more of a costume than a suit. But it would look fun. Pinky. Middle finger, very important, even for these mechs. Superman just gets annoyed mid-fight and gives the Hammer of Baravia the finger. You can do it with these ones. Can't do it with, well, you can do it with Legos. Can't do it with the old Lego mechs that have like 3 fingers or less. Alright, Superman's looking a bit more super with the sort of super moded Superman, and that is the end of the Superman mech. So I'll sort these drawers out in a second. First off, Superman mech. There we are with the red fingers, which is definitely a choice. Doesn't look bad. The jetpacks as the cape on the back. I love this. I wish the cape came down a little bit more in the middle there, but it's not too bad. If the cape was to come down, you'd have to add some like ball joint and have the cape be able to swoosh out the way, just so you could still play with it. Let's get our Man of Steel minifigure in here. You're not going to notice it from the neck down, so I didn't go out of the way to create a custom Superman when the one already exists from Lego. The dual molded legs with the red waist, absolutely perfection. There we have our Superman mech. Could even squeeze. What would have been great for the Superman mech is squeezing a Clark Kent minifigure in the mech, because you wouldn't be able to tell, and then you reveal it and it's like, oh wow, Clark Kent. I know kids are going to prefer Superman, but from a collector's point of view, that would be nice. And then you'd keep Superman in another set, maybe one that actually relates to the movie, you know, rather than coming out with a random set when the movie drops and not. I don't think Lego have the rights to use most of like the movies and that. They're not even advertising the movies on the boxes, which Lego will want to see money for advertising, but also they just couldn't use, like the movie being on the box. Kids are going to go see the movie, see the mech and be like, oh, that's Superman. Whereas they're relying on them recognizing Lex Luthor. I think if I saw a character that looked like a character I knew paired with a character I didn't, I'd probably assume it looks similar and it's like a knockoff Superman rather than it being the actual thing. And then we also have the Hammer of Baravia missing one thing on the dome. But first, let's create a custom character to go inside. That's all I'm going to say. I think I've got the parts for it. from the Man of Steel set. If I can find the torso. Go on, where is it? There it is. Hey! Straight to the torso. Printed legs. I know they're in here somewhere as well. They're going to be a bit harder to find. Just a bit harder. But for those of you that haven't seen the Superman movie, it gets revealed quite late on. I think it's kind of the whole plot of the movie, isn't it? To find out who this Hammer of Arabia is and try and get him to stop, and also to undermine Lex's plans. But inside is a evil Superman, essentially. I think it's a clone of Superman that Lex created, and that's how they're able to do all of Superman's moves. There's a bit of programming going on as well. When that connection is severed, Superman's actually able to beat himself. The only person to beat Superman, I don't know how the Batman v Superman movie ended, but I'm assuming probably didn't go in Batman's favour, given, you know, he was fighting Superman, which wasn't a smart choice, and Superman is the only person to fight Superman and win, which does make a little bit of sense. Ooh, for the head, Superman has a very generic head. Ooh, speaking about Lex having a generic head, Superman does have a generic head. I think we'll even get away with using the angry clone head for this character. So this is the clone of Superman. I'm using the legs, and actually I'm using the Emperor's legs because I couldn't find the legs for the evil Man of Steel Superman. I know it's not Superman. Can't remember the name of the character from Man of Steel. And then the hair was a bit more scruffed up, as I remember. Maybe, was it shorter? Was evil Superman's hair shorter? That doesn't look shorter in that one. Different portrayal though. Let's see if we can find Hammer of Arabia. What if I put evil Superman? Does it show us a clip? No. Evil Superman. We'll keep it at that. No spoilers from... Is that who Ultraman is? Is it? Or was that just a theory from before and that's a different superhero? No. Evil Superman movie. New movie. Evil Superman 2025 movie. Am I remembering this right? Is this just some like knockoff not Superman guy? This was evil Superman, wasn't it? There is no image, nothing popping up. Superman, maybe it's because I put evil Superman. Superman clone. No. Ultraman. Is it Ultraman? Ultraman. See, even Ultraman isn't unmasked. I think Ultraman had some less hair. So, couldn't find an image of it. But I'll go with the shorter version. It is, isn't it? I'm not making this up. So I've got evil Superman / Superman clone / Ultraman / not found by Google with a bit shorter hair who can fit in. Why is Google... This movie's like a year old already. I already know what the next episode of Maul or the next episode of Daredevil's gonna hold just based on the ads that Google are running, let alone searching it. They won't show me evil Superman. I feel like this is not the service we're paying for. We don't pay for Google. Well, actually, no, I do pay for Google. I pay for Google because they take half the ad revenue, but we don't typically pay for Google, not the search engine. You're welcome, by the way. Actually, thank you. You are funding Google. So we are kind of paying for Google. I feel like we should get some premium, as a YouTube community, we should get some premium access to Google. And I don't know if I'd want premium access to Google, I'll be completely honest. Maybe Google can keep that. I don't know what their drop. Maybe they can advertise YouTube just for free because, you know, internet, that's how it works. Don't need these, what's that? Ingots and inverted tiles, tillers. Right, inverted tiles, little plates, 1x1s, and I forgot what, oh, the rounded plate. The final element we need, the 4x4 plate with a hole in the middle. It's got to be light grey. It can't be black. It could be this nice medium, but I think it's got to be light grey because I don't have it in dark grey. Goes around the head and holds the dome on top, which is why it was so important that we had the 1x4 plate. Because otherwise, Superman needs to be all the way forward. Otherwise, there is no chance this fits on. But we've got the face underneath, dome on top, and there we have our Hammer of Baravia mech. Let's get a close-up on this. Got some accessories out the back. Don't really know what that is because we've taken away the jetpacks on Superman's mech. We do have the little space on the back. But there is the Hammer of Baravia. Let's get Superman in the picture as well. Look at both of these. These are awesome. I don't know what I was expecting from these mechs. I will say I wasn't expecting the Hammer of Baravia to look this good compared to what they look like on screen. It is very similar. It's not perfect, but it's very close. And this is using the base of Superman as well. We haven't built this specifically for Baravia. The biggest change we've made is that torso to hold the dome on top to reveal who is inside, and then custom building that front. We could get a bit more detail on it. I suppose you could just use a dark bluish grey one. You can't, they don't exist. But if they did exist, you could just use a dark bluish grey one and the dome fitting on top. That is the perfect finish to a pretty good mech. Why is it not working? Bit fiddly. Do need to stud them down. Oh, I didn't have the hands down. There we go. And the hands do stick forward. Gone. In you go. Maybe flipping the hands around the other way would make it, you know, when you're trying to stand minifigures next to each other and you add the minifigure hands, you twist them so the flat ends out so that they're only technically 3 studs wide. Perhaps that's the perfect way to get these in. And then plate. That's what it is. They're not lined up. So plate on the front, and then we get the dome with the plate underneath to attach to the front. And there is our Hammer of Baravia. This is so cool. Might be better than replacing Superman, which is initially what I had in mind. Get rid of the Superman mech, have Superman as a supporting character to the Hammer of Baravia. The perfect set would be to include the Superman mech, include the Hammer of Baravia, and then have Lex Luthor as a supporting character in costume. They could get away with in costume, better than including just another random white guy in a suit, which, in all honesty, if they included an actual live action Lex Luthor, they'd probably be mistaken for Charles Xavier or, you know, Loki in disguise. There's so many, maybe even Bruce Wayne, because like bald Bruce Wayne. We have Bruce Wayne with hair that looks like that. It'd be bald Bruce Wayne. So I'm happy they had the costume in, and it sucks that I weren't able to pick up the Superman mech. But this is very similar to what we did with the Spider-Man mechs as well. When we did Spider-Man and Anti-Venom. No, Miles and Anti-Venom and Spider-Man. Did we build someone to go against Spider-Man? Maybe it's Spider-Man and Miles. Mech 2-packs make sense. We need mech 2-packs in Star Wars. They could have had a Maul and a Devon. Izara. At the time of the Maul mech releasing, we didn't know that much on the show. But they could have had Maul and someone. That someone could have then been transformed into Devon. I will be building a mech eventually for the Maul series. And I don't know who I'd pick. Because we've already covered like Maul. We could do a mech for Devon. We'll see what other characters are introduced. Because I think some of the other characters to pop up, not to spoil it, they might be great for mechs. But that is all we've got time for today. I will be keeping an eye on that Tahu set. Is Tahu the CMF? What was the Bionicle CMF? Tahu doesn't ring a bell. Toa Tahu. Okay, never mind. It is Tahu. Toa Tahu, though. That rings a bell. It's a bit more long-winded. Toa Tahu. So maybe we'll get round to building this Bionicle set when the new CMF comes out. Or, even better, changing this into a mech for the Toa Tahu figure. Someone write that down. Until then, that is all we got. I've said that. We've run out of time. We got a few minutes left, but I'm going to get back to finishing off a video for the end of the week. And stay tuned. Tomorrow there's a really good video. There's a good video every single day. Tomorrow is especially a good one. And there's so much more content. There's so much more I've got planned to build. You don't want to miss out. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're watching this, you probably are. Until next time, may the bricks be with you.